Lesson 1-6 Variables and Equations. In this lesson, you learn to identify and solve open sentences. Let's consider this example. How do you like to spend a rainy Saturday afternoon? With a good book, an old movie, or how about a nice long board game? People have been playing board games for centuries, and even with the advent of computer games, they still enjoy the real thing. Board game that originated in India was one of the first games to receive a copyright in the United States. It was copyrighted in 1874. The most famous board game was invented by Charles Darrow during the Great Depression. Darrow was an unemployed engineer who longed to be rich and spent his days on the boardwalks of Atlantic City, New Jersey. Copyright of Darrow's game was issued in 1933. Number of years between the copyrights of the game from India and Darrow's game can be represented by 1933 or 1933 minus 1874 equals y. And if you notice, that board game is nothing more than what you enjoy most, Monopoly. Okay, that is the board game that they're talking about. It's been uh, it's been with us since 1874. Okay. Now, how does it affect what we need to learn in this lesson? Let's find out. A mathematical sentence like 1933 minus 1874 is called an equation. Okay. Uh, some examples of equations are 6 plus 8 equals 14. Okay. 3 times 6 minus 9 equals 9. 6x minus 2 equals 11. Okay. Equations that contain variables are open sentences. When the variables in an open sentence are replaced with numbers, the sentence may be true or false. So when you talk about an equation such as 1933 minus 1874 equals y, it contains a variable. It is defined as an open sentence until we substitute a value for y. Once you substitute the value for y, the equation can either be true or false. Going back to the definition of an equation, okay? Definition of an equation is a mathematical sentence that includes an equal sign, okay? Or two expressions separated by an equal sign. That is a definition of an equation. So whenever you see an equal sign, it is an equation, okay? And these are the two expressions. So when you talk about an equation, you have two expressions being separated by an equal sign. This is one expression, and that's another expression. One expression, another expression, one expression, another expression, one expression, that's another expression. Okay? And don't forget how we define an expression. Okay? Numbers and or variables with at least one operation is what defines an expression. Okay? Moving forward, so with that in mind, we have 1933 minus 1874 equals y. Okay? And then we replace the value for y, which is 67. The sentence is false because 1933 is not minus 1874 is not equal to 67. Okay? But if we substitute 59 to y, we make this sentence true, because 1933 minus 1874 is equal to 59. So this is an open sentence. Okay, this is an open sentence. This is a value of y which will make the equation false. This is a value of y which will make the equation true. So an open sentence is this, for as long as it hasn't been substituted with a value. Okay. Next thing, more definitions. For a value of the variable that makes the equation true is called a solution of the equation. The process of finding the solution is called solving the equation. So when you talk about the solution, okay, this is our solution, 59, because this makes our equation true. Okay, so 59 is our solution, and the process of finding the number 59 is what we call solving the equation. That is the process behind finding the value of the variable. Let's take a look at example 1 and see how this works. Example 1, that's still part of it. In example 1, which of the numbers 16, 24, or 32 is a solution of 66 plus x equals 98? Again, replace x with each of the possible solutions to solve the equation. Let's first try 16. If you try 16, okay, the sentence is false because 82 is not equal to 98. If you try 24 and we substitute the value of 24 to x, again, it is not true because 90 is not equal to 68, so the sentence is false. Finally, if we substitute 32, it'll make the equation true because 66 plus 32 is equal to 98. Okay, so the solution is 32 because that's what makes the sentence true. How could you find the solution of the equation in example 1 without substituting each of the possible solutions? So that is a good question right there. Okay, one way of doing this, okay, to be able to find the value of x in this case would be inverse operations. If you remember, to find the value of x, you need to subtract 66 from 98. To be able to do that, simply get 98 and subtract 66. Moving on to example number 2. In example number 2, you will learn many ways to solve equations in this course. Some equations can be solved mentally by using basic fact or arithmetic skills. If you are a basketball fan, you know that Shaquille O'Neal is 7'1" and 300 pounds, probably more now when now that he's retired. He's probably around 360, 380 pounds. Okay, O'Neal has appeared in shoe commercials since 1992. When O'Neal began working with the shoe company, his shoe size was 19. By 1995, O'Neal's size had risen to a whopping 22. How many shoe sizes did O'Neal increase from 1992 to 1995? Okay, so since the numbers are simple, this equation can be solved mentally. So what do? We simply do 19 plus s equals 22, and to be able to solve for s, or to be able to find the value of s, we simply find out what the we simply want to substitute the value of s with a number that will equal 22, and that is obviously 3. So the solution is 3. Shaquille O'Neal, okay, increased 3 shoe sizes from 1992 to 1995. You might think that it's very simple. In this problem, it is very simple, but we will need, okay, the process is the important thing in this example, the process of finding the solution. Okay, let's move on to example 3. And example 3, we'll talk about solving mentally. Solve equations involving products and quotients can also be found mentally. Solve each equation mentally. If you have 6x equals 36, think to yourself, what will I multiply 6 to get to 36? Obviously, that will be 6, and therefore, it would be the value of x would be 6. The solution is 6. And letter B, what will be the value of n? Okay, what will be my my divisor, so that if I get my dividend 45 and divide it by n, I end up with a quotient of 9. And obviously that would be 5, so the solution is 5. Okay? Or think of it this way. What number times 9 will give me 45? Okay? Or what number times 6 will give me 36 for letter A? Lessons done. On Google Forms, type a summary of what you've learned by responding to the objective of the lesson and type a question you might want to ask about in class. Thank you.